Hakodate. It's not so cold, but it is cold. So yeah, it's time to go. Hey guys, so I just arrived at my hotel, booked here at Comfort Hotel, and this is actually for a business trip that I was assigned to, and it's literally comfortable. So I have a nice bed over here, and it's actually a double-sized bed, so I'm happy about that. And we have a nice table where I can do my work, and I'm just really satisfied. It's small, but it doesn't matter. I am happy about it. The bathroom is really, really small. Like, if you can imagine, like, the rooms in Tokyo, that's like exactly the size of the bathroom. In fact, it's smaller than my actual bathroom in my apartment in Sapporo. But I would say I really like this place. Foot bath. Monkey. Now this is pretty cool because I got myself some food in the supermarket. Okay, so it's work time, baby. For now, I'm gonna have to focus on my work, and then after that, I'm going back to strolling around.
Thank you for tuning in to Holy Shiitake, the podcast where we talk about Japanese culture from the perspective of a foreigner living there. That's Jenny's job. And and the perception we might have from the other parts of the world. That's kind of my job in this one. In our episode 11 today, episode 11.
Yeah,
Uh,
episode 11.
right? Airing live right now on February 22nd, 2020, here in Canada. We're going to be talking about a few odd jobs that you can find in Japan. Should be an interesting one. If you're listening to us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, or watching us on YouTube, there's a chance I might be live right now at twitch.tv/fsanporte. If not, hitting the follow button or the subscribe button, sharing with your friends and all that stuff helps us out a lot. But today, and as always, I am joined by Jenny, our insider living in Japan, who brings us all those things we talk about. Hello, Jenny. How are you?
I'm good. A little bit cold outside, but I'm happy because my apartment keeps me warm. Winter is still ongoing in Sapporo. In fact, I was surprised because Shingo visited me last night and he told me his hometown didn't get a lot of snow compared to where we have now in Sapporo, which is really surprising because his hometown often gets a lot of snow, but this time we in Sapporo have like crazy snow going on. Usually in February, we rarely get snow. Like most of the time, snow starts to diminish in February
Okay.
and it starts melting in mid-March, but this year it's the other way around. Winter starts pouring almost every day in the month of February, and I have no idea when it will stop. So probably around mid-April, which is very unexpected this year.
Oh, okay. That's yeah. So you basically just stole all the snow from Shingo.
Yeah. Well, how about there in Vancouver? Like, how is the snow going
Oh,
on?
we got nothing here. It's
Oh,
actually
really?
yeah. It's actually getting a little warmer, a little sunnier.
Oh,
Uh,
I'm so envious.
we're getting rain here and there once in a while, but yeah, like for us, the winter is pretty much over. We're kind of waiting for spring to actually start. It's like slowly getting there right now.
Wow, that's good
Yeah,
to know.
yeah, it's pretty good. It's
Mm-hmm.
pretty good. All right. We're gonna try and keep the episode short today, okay, guys? We're gonna try to keep that within the hour or so.
Mm-hmm.
Because the last couple of episodes were pretty long,
Yeah.
and it's not always the most convenient for the listener and for the watchers. We realize that, so we're gonna try to keep that kind of 1 hour format.
Yeah.
What are we trying today?
Oh, right. So last time, Holy Shiitake actually shared about our new drink in Japan, which is a new flavor from Coca-Cola, and it's the strawberry
Right?
Coca-Cola.
Yeah. So for
I
those
think,
so for
yeah.
those who don't follow us on Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff, you should do that because we've talked about it a little bit on those websites, giving you a little tease. And now we're gonna try it live. Artist Jenny will try it live. I didn't get a chance to look for that, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you remember, last October, the first Coca-Cola flavor we featured was apple flavor for Halloween.
Yep.
And now for Valentine's Day, it's all up to strawberry. And honestly, I have no idea what it tastes like. Well, definitely it would taste like strawberry, but maybe
Hopefully.
around strawberry flavor or whatever. Now let's find out.
I mean, hopefully
Okay,
it tastes like strawberry.
Okay, there you go. Oh, wow. I can smell the
I
strawberry.
can smell the strawberry.
Like like the moment I opened it, the aroma of the strawberry just came in. It
Wow.
smells like strawberry jam.
It
Literally.
smells like strawberry jam. That's funny.
Strawberry jam. Yeah, it's very aromatic. Okay, I'm gonna try it now. Hmm. That's weird. I can't. Ooh. Guess what?
What?
To be fair, I like this.
Really?
I like this. So, guys, last time we featured the apple flavor, I was not really a fan of it
Mm-hmm.
because the apple flavor tasted like it doesn't really taste like apple. It tastes like citrus apple flavoring. This one, however, was improved.
Interesting.
So, yeah, so the taste is like cola. Okay, the moment I drank it, I couldn't feel the taste of the strawberry. And then once it went into my throat, going down, I think the aroma helped me sense the taste of the strawberry. And it doesn't even taste like syrup. It doesn't taste, I know it's fake, but it tastes like, it's not even syrup. It just literally tastes like strawberry.
That's funny.
And
Okay.
we're talking about Japanese strawberries because, I have to say, strawberries in Manila are a little bit sour.
Okay.
Strawberries in Japan are very sweet. Like the moment you eat them, you would feel the texture of the fruit and the sugary taste
Right.
of the fruit. But we're not talking about sugar. We're talking about the natural sweetness of the
Right,
strawberry.
right.
And that's what I am feeling in this cola right now.
Interesting.
Yeah, I love it. Dude, I love it. Oh my God. Wait, hold on. Can you allow me to sip one more?
All right, go for it, man.
Mm. So it's a little bit sizzly, but to be fair, the fizz of this drink is less than the original one.
Okay.
Because every time I drink the original Coca-Cola, the fizz is too strong. I have to like do all the time. No, literally. I remember Shingo was like, whenever Shingo looks at me and before I drink my cola, he goes like, I'm like, okay, he knows me too well. But yeah, guys, well, to be fair, I like this. I don't remember how I rated the apple
The apple
flavor,
one.
but this one I'd go for an 8.
All right, 8 out of 10.
Yeah, 8 out of 10. I would say 8 out of 10 because of course, nothing beats the original.
Mm-hmm.
This is very good if you feel like, if you're craving for strawberry and cola at the same time, if
For
that makes sense.
for some reason.
Yeah. But it's great. I love it. I love it.
Nice.
Yeah, you
Nice.
guys should try it. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Um,
maybe I will look harder then. See if I can find it here. I mean,
yeah.
it's still pretty new in Japan, right? It came out like not too long ago, right?
Okay, to be honest, Shingo and I found this around the first week of February. So
Okay.
we knew that this was gonna be a Valentine feature.
Right. Right.
So
Okay.
yeah.
So who knows? Maybe it will come here soon.
It could be a limited version because, Coca-Cola always promotes
Right.
rare items, so you would look after the new ones.
Right.
Okay, and that's all for our food or drink of the day
Yeah,
feature.
that's what we're trying today. That's good. All right. So you were, for those who were here since the beginning, we played a little video of Jenny going to Hakodate.
Mm-hmm.
You were there for how long?
Okay, so I had a random business trip, and my company asked me to go to Hakodate, which is in the which is the south of Hokkaido,
Okay.
to substitute in teaching to a school. Originally, I was there for a week, and then I don't know, the school and the students actually liked my performance, so the company requested me to extend a little bit more.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it because it wasn't that snowy on the first week. However, the second week, yeah, it just snowed almost every day, so that was a little depressing.
Oh.
But to be fair, I was able to enjoy Hakodate in a very, very cheap way because for those who don't know anything about Hakodate, so it's famous for the Goryokaku Park. So that means it's like the pentagon shaped park where there is a hidden castle over there, and it's also popular for the 500 trees, cherry blossom trees during spring, and there's just a lot to go to. It's a very expensive city. And luckily, I was able to find out how to spend my time there without spending too much.
That's pretty good.
And yeah, and that would be my feature for my upcoming blog. And please wait for it. And the full version of the video will be featured in my blog as well. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that next time, probably in the next episode. So please wait for it.
Yeah, Jenny's working hard on this.
Yeah.
And I'm working hard on making the video itself. So,
and thank you for that,
Oh,
Florent.
not a problem. And yeah, we'll bring that to you guys very, very soon.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So today, episode 11, we are talking about odd jobs in Japan. Okay?
Exactly.
So we're not gonna talk about all the odd jobs in Japan, or else we'd be here for like 12 hours. So that's not gonna work. We're trying to keep that to an hour or so. So we're gonna feature like just a few of them, some that we find kind of interesting, and yeah. So what are we starting with? What's the first one?
Okay, the first one is really funny. So they call it a handsome weeping boy.
A handsome weeping boy.
Yeah, so in Japanese, it is ikemeso danshi.
Okay.
What?
So like, what's a handsome weeping boy? Like, are you just a pretty boy who cries all the time?
Oh, that's a good question. So handsome weeping boys are obviously, they need to look pretty, and they are doing the job for salary women in particular, who are very stressed with their life. And usually these
working women are single, or probably they can be married and they want to fancy some, handsome boy who want to comfort them. Now, some of you listeners might wonder, what's up with that? Why is there such a thing? Okay, just so you know, Japan has a lot of issues regarding relationships and public, what do you call that? Public communication or being exposed to other people. So they really respect privacy, whether it's personal or not personal or business wise.
Okay.
So say for example, I am a salary woman or an employee, and I tend to get stressed with all my work. The funny thing about Japan is that people don't open up to anyone.
Right.
Like they keep all their problems to themselves. I think one of the reason is because opening up to a person, whether a coworker or your boss, is very unethical.
Okay.
Right? So, the typical culture in Japan is like they usually pretend they're okay.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're not, and they just keep everything to themselves, and they go to a place where they just lash out all the negativity they can feel. So, like relating to the Sanrio animation, Agretsuko, this character, instead of fighting against her employees, she goes to the karaoke to sing in metal.
Yeah, death metal. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
To lash out her frustrations.
It's a pretty funny show if you haven't watched it.
Yeah, and to connect with the handsome weeping boy, some women who cannot lash out to their families, to their significant others, to their girlfriends, or of course even to their employees, they hire people to weep for them.
That's funny.
Like let's have a scenario. So example, Florent is my handsome weeping boy. So online, I went to an online handsome weeping boy hiring online.
I like being called handsome.
So I reserved for Mr. Blackpink.
Yeah.
And he has to meet me at a certain place, probably at a cafe. And then we meet together and I go like, oh, Mr. Blackpink, you know what happened today? I wasn't able to submit all my files. Please weep for me. Please.
That's unfortunate. Hold on. Oh shit, I should have prepared a bottle of water.
So that's how it goes. I mean, they don't literally cry. Maybe I think they would literally cry, and they would act like your boyfriend.
Okay.
So
like
they would,
they'd be like, they're giving you like the empathy that you kind of want, but can't really ask for, and sometimes
exactly.
And sometimes like go above and beyond with that.
Yeah, I don't know how it works, but it just does in Japan.
That's interesting.
I think for some reason, being handsome makes them feel comfortable, and the fact that they, the handsome boys trying to comfort you, like, it's all right, we're gonna do this together. I don't know how it works, but it works in Japan. Now, how much per hour?
Yeah, how much does that make? Although I'm still confused about the handsome part. I'm not gonna lie, like I don't understand why they have to be handsome.
Okay, I can explain to that because I'm a woman.
All right.
Number one, who would want to allow your face to be touched by a man who's sweating and who looks like a loser and who looks like somebody who doesn't take a bath?
Okay, that's fair. All right, I can understand that.
And remember, most of the clients are either divorced or single professionals or people who dream of being with an ikemen or a handsome boy.
Okay. Okay.
So imagine, like, if I can imagine myself, like I hire a handsome weeping boy who looks like I know I'm an old fashioned, but Johnny Depp. Yeah, I know you guys are like, ugh.
Okay.
Yeah, I would be like, oh my god, please touch my face, please weep for me. Yeah, I feel much better now because you're looking at me and you're sympathizing with me. I'm like, oh my god, I feel much better now. Yeah, that's how it feels.
Okay, all right.
Now, how much do they earn?
I understand. How much do they make? I want
So
to.
that's
I want to see if I need to do that.
7,900 yen per hour. That's 65 US dollars per hour.
So they make $65 an hour to sit there and pretend that they care about your problems.
Yeah. And, be like your Prince Charming. And the good thing is, if the clients get more comfortable with you, they can be like, can we stay for like an hour more? It's like,
Okay.
I'm gonna give you like $70. What do you say? Anyway.
Wow.
God.
I am definitely in the wrong field. Yep.
Time to spark up that coffee mode. No, what am I talking about? Okay, so next job.
Next
job.
job.
The very common train
The
pushers.
train pusher. Some people might know about that one. It's not so much of a. I don't want to say it's not so much of a weird one. It kind of is strange from the outside, but
Yeah.
people know more about it. No, they've heard about it, right? The train pusher. That
Exactly.
that you see in busy train stations and subway stations and stuff like that, right?
Exactly. So from the word itself, train pushers. So in Japanese, they are called oshiya. So from the kanji osu, it means push. And ya means like the store or a work. So it's like push work, I know.
It's literally a push worker.
Exactly. So, I have if you've been to the busiest hours in the big cities like Tokyo, Osaka, Nagoya, like these huge cities have like almost all walks of life.
Mm-hmm.
Getting in a train from 7 o'clock in the morning until 9 in the morning, that would be like the rush hour.
Right.
And people would just get in the train no matter what. So they hired these train pushers to just literally put these people in like a cartoon.
That's actually funny. I have a picture of that. I need to show it because it's actually really, really funny. Hold on. Where is it? Here.
And I was really shocked because
Look at this dude.
God. I'm sorry for him. Like, look, and he's still smiling, and he looks like an ikemen. He's still like.
I know.
But
It's like, I don't know. He's taking his job very seriously. Look at him.
Oh God.
That's
But
pretty
to be
funny.
fair, yeah, I think this is just a model. I'm not sure, but guys, this is real. Train pushers exist, and it's kind of funny because they're like cartoons, like cartoon characters trying to put the other cartoon characters in this small train as if they're gonna fit. But
Right.
guess what they do? They fit.
They actually do. When we were preparing the show, I was looking, obviously, trying to prepare the show, so we're not like completely improvising. Although we are most of the time. But anyway, when I was looking that up, the train pusher stuff, I found a stat that said, I can't remember, so it wasn't super recent, it was like quite a few years ago, but they had a stat where basically using those train pushers could fit more than double the people that the car was designed for.
Can you imagine that? Like, okay, give me a scenery. So
like
example.
Let's say like one of the cars from the train has enough seats and enough room to stand for 100 people. That would be a pretty big car, but I just said like for 100 people. Those guys pushing more people in would fit over 200 people in that car that's supposed to have only 100.
Can you imagine?
So like
Can you imagine that? Yeah. Okay.
like
Go on.
basically everybody's just squished in there, you know, like in a can or something.
Can you imagine being a part of those people in a summer, in a very hot summer? Everybody's sweating.
Oh no.
And hold on. Somebody farts.
Oh no. and then you see in the headlines in the newspaper 200 deaths on this train over there. 200
Beats the
people dead.
coronavirus. That beat the coronavirus. Okay, that's not a joke. That's a foul joke.
But yeah,
Okay.
I have some pictures of people being squished in the trains and literally being like
Yes, please.
like smushed against the windows because of it. Like they're literally against the windows.
Oh, gross. Can you see the sweat in there?
And you can see the sweat, you can see the condensation everywhere. It's pretty bad. Look at
Oh
that.
my god.
Look at those poor ladies just standing there. Look at that lady here. She's like, oh, please make it stop. This one looks so sad. She's like, okay, when's my stop? I want to go.
2 minutes left. Just a little more.
Oh, that does not look comfortable at all.
God. Now, how much do these train pushers earn?
I don't know. How much do they earn?
Okay, so for an hour, they have 1,200 yen. That's around 10 to 11 US dollars
All right. Cool.
an hour. So okay, the rush hours are from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. That's not much.
That's not much, but at the same time, I'm thinking, like, it's not something it's not a job you do all day, right? So like, I wouldn't think that
Oh,
those train pusher guys, at least that's how I imagine it. Like it wouldn't be their main job. Like that would be kind of the thing, like it's just kind of extra money. They do that for a couple
right.
hours, 7 to 9. They make that $20 a day, whatever. And then after that, they just change and go to their actual real job, right?
Exactly.
That's kind of how I would look at it.
Yeah. What's amazing about this is that it started as early as the 1960s.
Right.
In Tokyo.
That's pretty insane. Like that's been going on for like what, 50, 60 years?
Yeah, right. And I'm like, that's how much people there was in Tokyo, but probably because at that time it was only it was only Tokyo that was the business district.
Right.
And nobody else goes to work, and that was the only place where people can get to work using the train.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I wonder where the need for that came from. Is it because we've kind of not talked about this like many times on the show. Japan is pretty small, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's only so much space that they have that they can use, which is why a lot of things are small, like apartments are very small and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So is it because of that lack of space they can't really have huge fleets of trains for the trains to come like often enough or to be big enough or have to absorb the amount of people? And is it coming from that? Because it's like, especially at that time, right, in the 60s, it's like, okay, we only have like 5 trains to run from that time to that time, but we have like 55 million people to fit in those trains. How that doesn't work. So just hire some guys to push everybody in there to make sure that it fits. Like
it could be. And remember that Japan always has this minimalism culture.
Mm-hmm.
They're not very excessive in everything. Except for packaging. But that's another story.
That's a story for another episode, yeah. We could probably make like a whole episode just on that.
Oh yeah. I have a feeling this is just a wild guess, all right? We didn't really research about that, but I would assume it was because they just tried to focus on just a few trains and not add because they just want to make everything organized.
Okay.
And because Tokyo at that time was the only business district. They're like,
Right.
okay, we can do this. We can do this. And then it became a culture.
Mm.
They just now the thing about Japanese culture is that they change very. It takes like a lot of years before they decide to change
Right.
something.
Right.
And I think this pushers these train pushers became a trend or a tradition
Mm-hmm.
that they just went on until it became accepted.
Yeah.
And because it has been going on for decades,
Right.
they just don't feel it's a problem or an issue at all. It's just a thing in Japan.
Right. And it's something you see in several cities. Like maybe not everywhere, obviously. It depends on how busy and how big the city
Yeah.
is, I'm gonna assume. But
Yeah.
like we said, so it started in the 60s in Tokyo, and then I'm assuming other big cities in the country were like, hey, look, they're doing this over there. It works. It makes the whole traffic thing easier for us. Let's just do it too. And
Exactly.
it just became a thing everywhere.
Exactly. And if you think about it, it's quite amazing because they need people, they hire people for other people to be pushed in the train.
Yeah.
Whereas if you think about that in other countries, they just push each other.
They do.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to compare in the Philippines. I don't want to compare in other countries, right? I
Yeah.
just want to compare in my own country. Yeah, if there are we're not even overpopulated compared with Tokyo or India. But yeah, there was a time I went to Manila, to central Manila to look for a job. There was just too much people, and they just literally push each other.
That's
and I'm like, dude, wait for your turn. Everybody's like, and nobody cares. They're just pushing me, and I'm like, dude, hold on.
Yeah, see,
And they're
like that's something that wouldn't happen here. Like if here and this is in Vancouver, some kind of same in Paris when I was there. If someone pushes you, or if you push someone, like that could end pretty badly. People are really protective of their personal space,
wow.
right?
Oh,
And
okay.
so like we're used to busy times and rush hours and stuff like it. Like we're used to being all squished together in train cars while we also do it. But like we're not pushing each other to do that. It's like it's not like, okay, I gotta catch that train, I gotta fit in there, so I'm just gonna mush everybody in there so I can fit myself. Like usually someone here would come to the train and they can't get in, they would just like wait for the next train.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
and
we also have the infrastructure for that too. At least here in Vancouver with the SkyTrain, during rush hours, during the really busy time, there is a train every minute and a half.
Ooh.
So really, like that's why here we kind of have that that mentality of, okay, that's fine. What, I'll just wait for the next one. And if someone is trying to force themselves into the car when it's already packed, everybody's like, but what the hell are you doing? Just wait for the next one. It's literally a minute away. But I guess
that's it. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how it is in Tokyo. That's why I was talking about maybe the lack of space. Maybe you don't have the space to store that many trains. That's why they can't use that many trains, or I don't know.
Right. Well, this is the ironic thing about Japan. Like no matter, like 99% of the trains don't get late, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like if they didn't get to the exact schedule of that train, no matter if it's just a minute late, they already feel bad.
Right.
I don't know. There's this perfectionist. There's this perfectionist culture in them where if they target this goal, and if they don't get that goal, they don't give. They're too hard on themselves.
Yeah.
They're like, oh man, I missed that train. Oh, and they already feel bad the whole day because
they missed that one train.
Exactly. And because they're late for a minute. I'm not, I'm not generalizing the Japanese people here, but it's a common mindset for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's also because time is really, really, really precious to them.
Right. Right.
In fact, time is more expensive to them than money.
Wow.
Yeah, because like
Interesting.
people, because if money is more expensive, then people would be stealing around. But no, they are really, really crazy about getting in time.
Everything has to be on time, and I'd say that's one of the cool things as well from the outside, at least when I compare to how it is here. Um,
Mm,
like, not saying that time isn't important here, because no, obviously you don't want to be late and all those things,
yeah.
right? But like I said in my example, like all the time it's like, you're waiting for your train and the train's packed, you can't get in. It's like, well, whatever, I'll take the next train, and if I'm late for work, that's fine. I'll just call work. I'll be like, okay, I'll be 5 minutes late. There's too much traffic. I'll be right there, kind of thing. But in Japan, like, they're so um, adamant with the time that it takes to do things, or like the things have to be done at. Like, when the train is scheduled to arrive at like 10:58, like the train will
Mhm.
be here at 10:58. Like,
Yeah.
it's not gonna be 10:59. It's gonna be 10:58. It's pretty impressive, actually.
Exactly. And if it does arrive at 10:59, people would be disappointed.
Right.
They would be like, in their minds, they wouldn't be openly saying, "What the hell is going on?" No, in their minds, they're like, "What just happened? Was there an accident?"
Yeah.
Remember, it was just a minute late,
Yep.
and they would already panic in
That's-
their minds. They're like, "What just happened? Was there a storm? Was there an earthquake? Why was it a minute late? Why?
Was there an
Something's
earthquake?
wrong."
It's like,
Yeah.
oh no, the train was late. Godzilla awakened.
Okay, next job.
Speaking of Godzilla, next job.
Next, number 3, fake wedding guest.
Fake. Every time I do that, it just makes me laugh. Fake wedding guests. Okay.
Have you ever heard of such a thing, Florent?
I have not. This is not really a thing that we have here.
I thought it happens in the movies.
Does it happen in the movies?
I mean, come on. Like, if there's a scene in a movie, you can hire fake wedding guests.
Yeah, but that's part of making a movie. You're just an actor, right?
Yeah.
You're just an extra as an actor being in a movie. So I mean, you can
Exactly.
you can be fake anything in the movie, really.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, there's a purpose why people hire fake wedding guests in Japan.
But
remember that people are very they put a lot of effort for their privacy and stuff,
right.
that they forgot about being friendly. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like,
so just to be
yeah.
clear, we're talking about fake wedding guests, which means that people are getting married, hiring complete strangers to attend their weddings.
Exactly.
That's
so
what,
say for example,
that's what we're
yeah.
talking about here.
Say for example, I'm gonna be the bride, and my groom has around 50 guests, and our goal was to have 100 guests.
Mm-hmm.
Me being the bride, like, everybody's gonna look at me, right? I also need to have 50 guests.
Yep.
And then suddenly, I was only able to invite 45 guests.
All right, so you're short 5.
I'm short of 5. And guess what, guys? They make this a deal. So me being the bride would panic, and I would go online to find 5 fake wedding guests and hire them to pretend that they're my friends or they're my family members who are going to attend to the wedding, like I've known them.
Yeah.
Okay, now there could be some preparation in this, Florent. They wouldn't, they wouldn't go to the wedding and not know anything.
Right. Yeah, because
right?
what if other people talk to them, like, oh, okay, so who are you? Okay, you know her. It's like, where did you meet and all that stuff, and be like,
She was a great person.
She
I've known her for 20 years.
I've known her for 20 years, but we haven't talked in 19 and a half.
But yeah, so there could be a rehearsal going on. Probably, maybe like say for example, I'm the bride who would hire this woman,
Yep.
and these I probably hire 2 women and 3 men, and then I would give them all my information.
Right.
Right. I would probably give them photos of me and my family, and like, okay, this is what I do. If the guests ask you about me, this is what you can
Yes.
answer.
Right.
Everything's going to be scripted,
Mm-hmm.
and everything's going to be well prepared. And the thing though about this, it could be so discreet. The guests themselves don't know they're fake.
What? How does that work?
Well, I don't know how, but they could probably more of acquaintances, or they're gonna like, oh, I've known this person because we've met each other through traveling in Bangkok.
Okay. Right,
Yeah,
okay.
that Bangkok thing. But could be like that.
All right.
Yeah, it could be like that. We
Okay.
don't know. We don't know. I've never, I've never tried it, and hopefully I wouldn't. God.
It does
Now,
seem
how much?
it does seem a little strange from at least from my perspective, living here and having lived in Europe, that you would feel compelled to hire people you don't know to tell fake stories about you, and just sit there for hours while you're getting married and pretend
Right?
that they're enjoying themselves. Like, it's so like, I don't know, like my brain doesn't understand. Here when you get married, or in Europe when you get married, it's like, okay, you know what? You make a list of all the people you invite, and
Yeah.
and that's it. You're done, right? You don't really compare how many people you are hire from one
Right?
side or from the other, because a lot of the time, when people get together, well, it turns out that not everybody has the same size family, right? Not everybody has.
And they don't care. They don't care how many would attend. They just care about what they're wearing, the food,
Exactly.
the people they're gonna talk with. They're not gonna talk to everybody. They're not gonna count. Wait, how many guests did the groom have? Oh my God,
Right?
just 45? Really? No, they wouldn't do that, dude.
I mean, the only reason why someone would freak out by how many guests there are would be like, holy that's gonna be expensive.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Because it's like, okay, if you invite 120 people and I invite 80, that's 200 people. We need to give them food. That's gonna be expensive, right? Like, that's the only that's the only way here you would think of, how many people you're inviting to your wedding, which is why a lot of people. I mean, no, I can't really say a lot of people, but some people like would be careful with not inviting too many people because it does get expensive, right? But like, I don't know anybody here who would be like getting married and be like, okay, so my fiance is inviting 40 people. I need to have 40 people, but my family is really small, or like I haven't talked to them, or like whatever stuff happened, and I only have 10 friends and I only have 3 brothers. It's like I need to make up for it. Like, that doesn't happen here.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's,
exactly. Same in the Philippines as well.
Right? It's I don't know. I find
It's not a big deal.
like it just shows how, for a lot of people in Japan, and for a lot of things, and even companies and corporations in Japan, a lot of the things that they do is really about appearances and perception, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's all about how it looks like rather than how it actually is a lot of the time, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And I don't mean to pop your bubble.
What?
In Japan, it's not the guests who get the treat for the meal. They pay for the meal.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so
I was also shocked.
So you get invited to a wedding for your friend or for whatever, like your brother or whatever. You have to pay to go there?
You're gonna have to pay. I don't know how it works, but that's how it works to them. That's how it works to them.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's why they don't like each other in Japan. That's why they don't have social lives, because they're like, I don't want to go to a goddamn wedding and have to pay money to go there. I'm gonna
And
stay.
you know how much the average per person would be?
Right, how much?
Hold on. That's $100.
You'll have to pay $100 to attend the wedding of someone you may barely be talking to?
Yeah.
That's very unfortunate. Okay.
I
So,
think that's the reason they hire a fake wedding guest.
yeah.
Don't you think? Because, like this person, like, oh, I'm kind of like broke right now. So
Mhm.
I'm going to have to like pass.
Yeah, I mean, there could be a reason, I guess.
I think that is the
There
reason.
could be a reason. But,
Yeah.
okay, speaking of how much it costs. So, how much does a fake wedding guest make?
Okay, that's 20,000 yen per person per event.
Okay.
So yeah. So say for example, the ceremony is like 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It's a 20,000 yen per head. So that's around 179 US dollars
Okay, so
or more.
Yeah.
What do you think? Is it worth it?
I think it's pretty decent.
Can you imagine yourself being a fake wedding guest?
I mean, like if I convert that, that's about like a bit over $200 Canadian. Now to sit there for 5 hours, that's like $50 an hour.
And to pretend that the bride is your best friend.
And just like to make shit up about
For
about
20,000 yen!
Dude.
Cheers to the bride and groom!
yeah, I might do that.
Okay, this
like
is making me thirsty right now.
during the weekend, like when people get
Mhm.
married, it's like, okay, what you doing this weekend? Oh, I'm going to wedding again. I know a lot of people who are getting married right now,
I'm that cool because I know a lot of people getting married.
right?
Okay, next. Now there's another strange job that is quite interesting for my taste.
Yeah.
Number 4 is sister for rent.
Sister for rent. Just the
So-
just the title is like, okay, what are we talking about here?
So
I
the
mean,
first one
It is Japan we're talking about, so
right?
what is it?
Quite an odd job. So the first one we had before was the handsome weeping boy, or could also be a boyfriend rental.
Right.
But number 4 is sister for rent. Now, what is a sister for rent? These are specifically for usually men
Okay.
who trap themselves in their houses or their apartments for the rest of their lives.
All right. So guys who
yeah.
are really afraid of basically going outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Men who are depressed, who don't have jobs, who just don't literally want to go outside. These people are called Hikikomori in Japan.
Okay.
Now, yeah, if you're not aware of this, Hikikomori is quite common in Japan because of bullying.
Right.
These individuals suffer from those kinds of experiences or low self-esteem because of their parents or probably their environment itself. Like
Okay.
it could be a very unhealthy environment. They could have neighbors they don't like. They could have a very stressful environment. So they decided to just not get out of the society. Or it could be because we all know Japan's society is very harsh. Like people mind their own businesses. They don't really care about other people. They just
Okay.
mind their own businesses. Friendship is very hard to, like making friends is very difficult in Japan because you
Right.
need to know your group. And this could be the cause of these hikikomori individuals. So Japan decided to have older women, usually in their 40s and early 50s,
Okay.
to look after these men aged 17 until early 40s.
Okay.
And
So pretty young.
really early 40s?
17? That's pretty.
Yeah,
That's pretty young.
17,
Like
yeah.
early 40s, I could see it. as a more, I don't want to say as a more normal thing, because I don't
Yeah,
know, I feel it's not necessarily that normal, but like
common.
I guess it would be more acceptable. But at 17, if you require that kind of services when you're like that young, like you're really at that age where like
No, we're talking about individuals who are hikikomori, the
yeah,
age range between 17 and
yeah, exactly, right. And like when you're 17, you're kind of at that age where you typically kind of like socialize a lot, right? That's when you make friends. You're in school, you're at the end of school, you're about to start college and stuff. So like having that need and so early in your life being like so withdrawn that you need
that makes
someone else,
sense.
right? To me, it's like, oh wow, that's pretty intense.
That makes sense because like I live in the Philippines, and if you are on your teen years, right?
Mhm.
If you're on your teen years, you are very active. You would love to meet a lot of people,
Right?
but in Japan, because I teach in schools in Japan, from kindergarten until middle school. I see a lot of individuals who don't want to talk to
Yeah.
other
Okay.
kids. They just sit on their desks and they draw,
Yeah.
or they read a novel, and they just don't talk at all.
Yeah.
Not even in the middle of class. They just don't want to talk. And sometimes, sometimes I talk with them like, "Hey, how are you?" They just look at me and they feel like, "Are you going to kill me?" or something like that.
It's like, oh no, she's talking to me.
I mean, it could be funny, but it's a serious thing
It is.
going on in Japan.
Yeah, it's actually it's kind of sad when you think about it. Like when you're that young and you're already like you're lacking the social skills to even make
Yeah.
friends with people of your own age at that age. Like when you're
Exactly.
when you're older, like I don't want to talk for myself, but when you're older, you kind of become a bit more cynical, and like you've met a lot of people in your life, and depending on the job you're doing, it's like I can understand that. I'm kind of like that. Like I'm not a big fan of crowds. I have I have my few friends around me, and I like hanging out with those people, but I'm not the kind of guy who will like voluntarily just like go out there and just to meet new people. And I'm not gonna go to the pub or whatever and be like, okay, let's see like if I can meet someone cool today. Like I'm not that kind of guy, right? But when you're young, like when you're in school and stuff, that's kind of like that's when you make those
you find your crowd,
right? You find your crowd. You find the kind of people that are like you, that that you enjoy being with, and that's kind of like the time when you practice your social skills, right? So,
yeah. Sadly, in Japan, there are some individuals who feel deprived from the outside world, and literally they start living in their own rooms, not in their own houses. They don't even go out from their room. They just grow old literally in that room, and they play video games, they watch TV. Sometimes they don't even watch TV because they see other individuals and they're like, I just don't want to see anyone.
Right.
Like that. And they decided, okay, I'm just going to stay here for the rest of my life. I don't want to go anywhere. So they don't know like what the weather is. They don't know what's going on outside. They don't know the issues outside. And in fact, their parents themselves, they knock on the doors and give them food. And that's it.
And that's it, yeah.
That's how crazy it is. That's
very
why
crazy.
Yeah, that's why the country decided to, have an organization of Sisters for Rent. As what I mentioned, women who are in their 40s and 50s who have the capacity to be patient enough to get into these individuals' rooms.
Right.
And to be a friend. And guess what, guys? This is a very difficult job because you're not there to say hi, hello. No, the first thing you're gonna do is to try to. It's like taming a wild animal,
right?
Or a stressed animal at home and taming them back. That's how the job is. And if if this Hikikomori guy doesn't get your compassion, that's it. You lose your job.
Right.
Sometimes it takes a month before these individuals get their earn your trust. right? And
Right.
if they do, then yeah, that could probably be a bonus. I'm not sure. And the interesting thing about this is that sometimes these hikikomori individuals fall in love with their sister for rent.
Yeah.
Probably because that's the only person who cares
I was
about
I was
them.
gonna say because that's basically the only person they actually have any contact with, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
maybe aside from like a very few members of their own family, obviously, but it's like I don't know. Like to me, it's so no. It's kind of a weird job, and I'm trying to make light of a few things and then
mm,
kind of have fun with it. But
mm,
it's a pretty serious issue when you think about it, right? For those guys who are living through that, because it to me like it shows a much deeper, darker side
yeah,
of the society over there. When you get to that point where you're literally just locking yourself up in your own room and your only recourse is basically to call someone you don't know
right.
and pretend that they care for you. And no, eventually maybe they do, but it's it's pretty intense, pretty sad in a way.
Yeah, it's like a caregiver in the next level, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
Because okay, you don't just get into your client's room to make friends with them, to play with them or
uh-huh.
whatever. You need to push them to go
Right.
outside.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal in the end, right? It's
Yeah,
to make that person feel better enough that they actually come out and start having like an actual life again, right?
exactly. And like your goal is to let them feel that the outside world is okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he needs to realize that he needs people. That's the goal
Yeah.
of the sister for rent. Now, this job takes about a year or even more depending on the needs of the client,
Right.
right? So for a year, they earn 8,000 US dollars. So usually that's around 800,000 yen. I don't think that's a lot.
That's really not a lot when you think about it. Like 8,000 a year. That's yeah. That's really not a lot. Like some people make that in like 2 months. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
But then when you think about it, like when we were researching that, I was thinking about it. It's like it's not something they do, for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, right?
Yeah. It could be a part-time job.
Like so it's most likely a part-time job. Like the way I imagine it, and like I
Mm-hmm.
haven't researched it like super in depth, but the way I imagine it, it's like I could imagine that person, that's just a friend, going to see that guy maybe like on the weekend. Like they go on the Saturday and they spend like 4 or 5 hours with that person there and like
It could be, yeah.
right, do their thing, and then it's kind of like okay, like make sure that he's situated properly and kind of be like okay, see you next week kind of thing, right? So like,
Yeah.
if it's a once in a while, like 2, 3, 4 times a month, like just for a few
Mm-hmm.
hours each day, like I guess that would be a little better because ultimately when you look at a whole year, that's not that much,
I think so
right?
too, yeah.
If it's something that's more persistent that you have to do like several times a week and like throughout the whole year, like to me that feels very very low, especially for that kind of work, right? When you think about it, like the job of a psychiatrist or a psychologist,
Mm-hmm.
which is typically the kind of person you would see if you have if you have problems like that, right? um, you would pay a lot more money than that,
Yeah,
right?
right?
So
And most probably you can even get more clients,
mm-hmm,
right?
yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
that sister foreign thing is it's like we're going like the more we're talking our jobs, the darker we're getting right now.
Right?
We started with the handsome whipping boys and just stressed out women, and then the train pushers because people don't want to be late, and then fake wedding guests because people don't have friends, and now we're going sister for rent because the guys just don't want to go out. Okay, what's the next one?
Oh my god. Okay, let's make things a little bit lighter.
All right, let's
Now the last
let's
the
try
last one is
let's try and end on a lighter note. Yeah.
okay, this is something very common that we see in Japan, which is vending machines.
Yep.
And you can get a job by becoming a vending machine placement scout.
Vending machine placement scouts. For context, in Japan, there are more vending machines than you find Starbucks in Seattle.
Yes, that
Okay.
is true.
Because Starbucks has a reputation, especially in the West Coast here, of basically being at every corner. It's kind of like in the Shrek movie, the first Shrek movie. At the end of the movie, when there's the big ginger guy like walking around, and one of the Starbucks gets destroyed, and everybody comes out screaming, and they just go to the next one that's right across the street. That's literally how Starbucks is here in the West Coast. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So vending machines in Japan are kind of like that. They're everywhere.
Exactly. Yeah. So to give you an idea, here in my hometown, I would go outside from my apartment, walk a little bit. I would see a vending machine, probably one or two. And then I go to the supermarket. From outside the supermarket, there are 3 more vending machines.
Yep.
I go to the post office a little bit, probably around 2 or 3 minutes. There's another pile of vending machines. And can you imagine in the entire nation of Japan how many vending machines there are? There would probably more vending machines than the entire population of Japan. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, vending machines are really that's part of Japan. That's almost a culture thing again. It's like when I think about it, and I never really realized that, but when I used to watch anime a lot, like how many times people listening to us and watching us, how many times you've been watching an anime, whatever anime it is, and at one point, at least once in the whole show, at least once, you have one of the characters getting a drink from the vending machine. And just standing there and drinking their thing while the whole scene's going on, and then squishing the can and throwing it away. Like, how many times I've seen it's in every single anime or movie or anything that's coming from Japan. Like, it's an actual thing.
Yeah, and it's very, very normal for them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, this job, vending machine placement scout, is what you're going to do is you're going to find a good area to place the vending machine that can lure random people, probably passersby, to buy your stuff at the vending machine.
So basically your job as a scout is to find a good spot for whatever company you're working for vending machine company, for that company to put a machine there that will be profitable.
Exactly.
Right.
Now, what I usually notice in the in the areas where vending machines are located, number 1, parking lots.
That makes sense.
Because like it gets hot, you get stressed, and you're like, I'm gonna pay like $200 for a week. Okay, fine. And then you get so stressed. You see the vending machine. That makes me a little stressed. I need a cola. and then you grab a cola.
I'm a little stressed. I need a Coke. Let's go.
Another one at the entrance of the parks.
Okay.
Before you enter the park, because I usually jog, in parks, and well, when I enter the park, I would be like, so what? So hyped?
Yep.
And I see the vending machine. I'm like, oh, vending machine. And then when I'm about to exit, I would see it again.
Right.
And I'm so tired. I'm like, oh, I think I need the water.
Right.
I should probably do that again. I don't need to bring a jug. I just need to stop over, pay 100 yen, and I can get the drink I want.
That's funny.
I will. And I have a lot of choices.
Side note, I will make clips of you making sounds like that. That's pretty amazing.
Okay, another placement that I noticed at laundry machine stores.
Right.
Laundromat stores.
Laundromats, yeah.
Especially the one that I went to, the hotel in Hakodate. They so I went to have my clothes washed.
Yep.
And there's a vending machine.
Right.
And it's
there.
pretty wise because when you get to your when you get your clothes washed, you're a little bored, or you need change. So you're gonna be like, I don't have 100 yen, and you look at the vending machine. Okay, there you go. Okay, fine. Take my money. I just need to change.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's pretty smart. Now, how much do you get when you are successfully able to give a placement for a vending machine? Now, for one vending machine in one good spot, you get 20,000 yen. That's 185 US dollars per placement.
That's actually pretty good when you think about it.
Yeah.
For one machine?
So, yeah. So, example, you apply as a vending machine placement scout, and the company asks you to, could you place these 5 vending machines to 5 different locations?
Right.
Probably the smart thing you could find are the newly renovated hotels,
Right.
or probably new parking lots going on, a school nearby.
Right.
So things like these, you can just travel around, look over, and this is a good spot. There are a lot of people passing by.
Right.
Then if you ever get that spot, I don't know how it works, then yeah, if you get all those 5 different places, you get 20,000 yen times 5, you instantly get 100,000 yen.
That's actually pretty good when you think about it.
Yeah.
Like, in a way, I don't know. Like, because in a way, it sounds like it's pretty good. Because it's like, okay, I just need to place one machine. There we go. Boom, I made $200.
Yeah.
But then when you think about it, like, that kind of goes back to what we were saying at the beginning of that segment, is that vending machines are everywhere. So
Exactly.
So actually finding a spot must be pretty difficult when you think about it, right?
Oh, you know what? I got a plan for that.
You got a plan for that?
I'm gonna destroy the existing vending machine.
It's like, look at this one. We don't need this one. Okay, let's put mine instead.
We don't have a spot here. I swear. There was nothing here. I got it first.
It's like, take a picture, just Photoshop out the machine, and then show your boss. Look, it's a good spot right there between those 2 machines. There's nothing here. You can see anything. No. I swear there's nothing here. And before they bring the new machine, just like remove the old one.
Okay, I have a trivia for you though. Speaking of vending machines.
All right.
I remember I was living in the countryside where there's almost nothing, right?
Right.
And then I was driving, right? I was driving on a highway. Lo and behold, there was a vending machine in the middle of nowhere.
Vending on the actual highway? It's like you're driving. I'm kind of thirsty. Oh, look, let's stop by. Let's go to vending machine. Cling.
Okay. To should I say disclaimer? Just to get it right, there is a, what do you call that? There is a space where you can park.
All right.
Right? There is a huge space where you can park. There's a toilet in there, probably if you want to pee out of nowhere.
All right.
And then there's a vending machine.
Right, so it's kind of like a little pit stop area kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, okay.
But but I don't know how it works, because like, can you imagine the number of customers going in there?
Well, I mean, if it's there, it must make money, right? Or else they wouldn't have it there. But then also there is also, I'm assuming, the convenience, right? It's Japan we're talking about, right? It's like, it's probably more convenient to have a machine there than have an actual shop, right? With someone being there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like in the middle of nowhere, like on the highway. It's like you don't want to like build something and have like 2 or 3 employees there, because you need that at least to be running it, and having to pay those people, and having to pay for the products and stuff like that for like maybe like 20 people in a day that are gonna come by, right? So it's better to have a machine.
In fact, so my dad is a Japan maniac. Funny to say that. I often talk about that with my dad. I'm like, guess how many vending machines I see every day wherever I go. And my dad's like, see, Japan very essential because many vending machines. You know why? Because it's cheap labor. Cheap labor. What?
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
But he makes sense, it's cheap labor, cheap labor.
It does. It goes back to kind of what I was saying, right? It's better to just have a machine that you have to refill like once a week than having to actually pay someone to stand here.
Are you laughing because of my dad's Filipino accent?
Uh,
But I'm just imitating how he talks.
I'm not laughing at your dad. I'm just laughing at your uh,
But
at your impersonation of your dad. It's pretty funny.
oh, but he talks like that. So yeah, Japan very good, very good, very essential. But anyway, yeah. So okay, and that's all for our top 6 odd jobs in Japan. However, there are more
So many
odd,
more.
much more, like
So many more.
really eerie jobs that we decided not to include in in this podcast because it's the mature content is just too much. So if you guys want to know about that, Google it. So
Yeah. Well, I might post a few links on the video on YouTube if people really want to kind of look for that. Links to the
exactly.
to the kind of research that we did. But yeah, we couldn't feature everything because some of the things were not suitable for the channel and,
Exactly.
and for the show. Some of them were maybe not as interesting, and there was just like way too many of them anyway, so we didn't have enough time for that. I just want to share the one that made me laugh a lot when we were doing the research, and we didn't feature it for a good reason, okay? Because we may have kids watching us. There's a job in Japan where you can be a dude or a woman, whatever, who is literally hired to censor porn in videos and anime. That's all. That's all you do. You sit at your computer at home. You can do it from home. That's the cool thing about it. It's like you sit at home on your computer. The company sends you all the videos uncensored.
Oh my goodness.
And you basically spend the whole day watching porn and putting those little mosaics in the
parts, in the unwanted parts.
in the interesting parts, some would say.
Oh, there you go.
Right? That's all you do. And you get paid quite a bit of money for that. I can't remember how much they make.
Me too. I forgot.
I forgot how much they made. That was like early in the research process. We found that, and we decided not to feature it. But
the funny thing about that is part of the requirements is you need to be horny enough.
Right? Okay. I remember one of the lines for the things for the job. It's like, no, when you do a job posting, it's like, oh, you like this, you like that, or you'll be perfect for our company, kind of thing. And one of the lines was, do you like working hard? And I just lost it. I was like, oh, what is this? and like,
there you go, guys.
And they have that line, and in parentheses, like they have that kind of like laughing sound thing. Like ha 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 ha. It's like they're aware of the pun they're making.
Yeah.
I just thought it was amazing. Just for that pun, I would probably apply for it just for shits and giggles. But
yeah. Now to sum up with everything with the numbers 1 to 5. So the first one is handsome weeping boy.
Yep.
Or boyfriend rental. Train pushers, fake wedding guest, sister for rent, and vending machine placement scout.
Yeah, that's
among those 5, which one would you want to be, Florent, if given an opportunity?
If I was given the opportunity to choose one out of those 5,
yeah,
I'd be the fake wedding guest. I think
I knew it.
I'd totally be the fake wedding guest. Wear my suit there, sit there for 5 hours, make small talk, make shit up.
Yeah.
Get some food, done.
Yeah, I think it's the easiest among the 5 that we mentioned. Yeah.
It kind of is easiest. Train pusher wouldn't be for me. I don't like physical activities.
Me too. I don't like pushing sweaty.
Right?
Oh my god, no.
And
no.
Like touching people and stuff. Yeah, not really my thing.
I would push like this.
Yeah.
Please get in.
Handsome whipping boy. Sadly, I'm not. I don't think I'm handsome enough for that.
It depends.
I mean, no. Maybe some people.
Don't forget cougars. Oh, never mind.
I mean,
cougars.
Why not? I guess. I'm sure I fit someone's type somehow, probably somewhere.
Ooh.
And sister for rent. I think I'm on the wrong side of the.
Brother for rent.
I could be a brother for rent, maybe. Yeah, who knows? Vending machine placement scout is not bad actually. It's kind of just
quite difficult.
But like when you think about it, you're just kind of like walking around and really kind of like looking around like a weird dude, being like,
Yeah.
it's like this spot,
Hey,
this
dude,
spot,
you looking for something?
right? And then someone comes to you like,
I'm just doing my job.
you look suspicious, sir. Like, I'm looking for a spot. Shut up.
Okay, actually, Florent, I have my own. Maybe I can say it's quite odd, but not as odd as these. But yeah,
Okay.
I have my own part-time job in Japan.
All right. What do you do?
So this is for exclusively for foreigners.
Okay.
And what we do is we answer surveys online. Right. So there is a company who would send us emails
Okay.
and tell us to open this link, and we would like you to get a survey regarding soaps in Japan,
Okay.
or restaurants in Japan, or hair salons, or anything that would cater to Japan. And we, as a foreigner, would, make our own comments about these. Of course, we should have at least tried them. Like, say, for example, I have eaten at a Japanese restaurant or at this particular place. What do you think about it? Is it good? Blah, 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 and so on. Now, the reason why foreigners are the main employees for this is because we have a different taste.
Right.
And it's for the good of Japanese tourism, if that makes sense.
Right. It helps those companies be more appealing to tourists, right?
Exactly. Now, what we get in return, because usually the surveys are done within a minute or two.
Okay.
So yeah, after that, the company sends us a money card. So this is called Cool Card.
Okay.
And this card is worth 500 yen. It's not a lot, but like each survey you get 500 yen worth of card.
So it's actually not bad because it adds up, right?
Yeah. So say, for example, if I answered 10 surveys in a day, then I get 10 of these.
Yeah, it's like $50 right there. It's pretty good.
Yeah. So what is this Cool Card? At the back, there are lists of stores where you can use this. And most of them are, convenience stores, gasoline stations.
Okay, so you can get gas with it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Bookstores, some selected bookstores, and yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Convenience stores, gasoline stations, and some selected bookstores.
Oh.
This is not bad.
That's pretty good, actually, yeah. And just for kind of answering a few questions about something that you would have tried anyway.
Exactly, and you get $5 for that.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty cool.
So far, within a year that I first applied, I earned. Hold on. How much is 3,000 yen? That's $30.
Yeah, $30, pretty good.
Yeah. And
good.
I was able, and I, convenient, just so you know, guys, remember that convenience stores in Japan are really nice. Like they offer nice food.
Right.
They offer almost anything. You can pay for your taxes, your
right.
You can buy a movie ticket, you can buy a cake.
Yeah.
You can almost buy anything.
The convenience stores in Japan are actually convenient.
Literally.
Literally.
Yeah. And once you get this cool card smile, this has no expiration date.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, this card I have been literally keeping for 5 years now. I'm not using it.
That's funny. Okay.
Yeah, well, I can use it for emergency cases,
Yeah.
Like what's going on right now, the coronavirus, I would just look for emergency items without using my wallet.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Or like you're somewhere and you forgot your cash, or you don't have cash on you, or whatever. You can just use that.
Or you're just really a cheapskate and you just want to use this. I mean, it's helpful.
Is helpful.
I'm enjoying that job because it only takes me a minute or two.
Right.
And then I get a card.
Well, there you go.
It's
pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, that's it for today's topic.
That's it for us today. People watching us on YouTube or listening to us on the other platforms or in the chat right now, if you do have, odd jobs of your own, wherever you are, and you want to share that with us, don't hesitate to let us know. You can find us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those things. Just look for Holy Shiitake or Holy Shiitake Podcast. You'll find us pretty easily. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, or watching on YouTube, or leaving us a like, sharing, subscribing, following, all those things helps us quite a bit. So thank you for doing that if you do that. And
Thank you.
When are we going to be back? So I had this written down somewhere. I think we have a fairly solid plan for the next few episodes. So next episode will be on March 7th, Vancouver time. So March 8th, Japan, Manila time. And we'll be talking about some really, very interesting, fun things, I think. I don't want to spoil it too much. But
before that, before our podcast ends, someone said, yo, in the chat.
Yo, DC. Welcome. You're just here at the end. I'm sorry. Thanks for stopping by, though. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, but you can watch our replays.
Right.
But yeah, hi. Oh, he says, oh.
It's okay. I missed the podcast. You did miss the podcast. It's okay. We'll be available on the VOD. Keep going. Yeah, we can. I mean, we could keep going, but we're trying to keep a fairly standard format of like an hour to an hour and a half. We don't really want to go over that. You can find the VOD on my channel there. Also, will be on YouTube tomorrow, and we'll have it also on Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, all those audio platforms. Sometime next week.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you, Jenny, for joining us today again.
And thank you, Florent.
And I guess we will see you all on the next one. All right. Have a good night, guys. Bye.
Bye.
I just arrived Hakodate. It's not so cold, but it is cold. So yeah, it's time to go. Hey guys, so I just arrived at my hotel, booked here at Comfort Hotel, and this is actually for a business trip that I was assigned to, and it's literally comfortable. So I have a nice bed over here, and it's actually a double-sized bed, so I'm happy about that. And we have a nice table where I can do my work, and I'm just really satisfied. It's small, but it doesn't matter. I am happy about it. The bathroom is really, really small. Like, if you can imagine, like, the rooms in Tokyo, that's like exactly the size of the bathroom. In fact, it's smaller than my actual bathroom in my apartment in Sapporo. But I would say I really like this place. Foot bath. Monkey. Now this is pretty cool because I got myself some food in the supermarket. Okay, so it's work time, baby. For now, I'm gonna have to focus on my work, and then after that, I'm going back to strolling around